Mzima, good morning.
Morning.
I just want to check what presentation. I just want to check what presentation you're right now. The one that I sent go Lala, it's not up to standard, so you'll forgive me, colleagues. Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to check what presentation. I just want to check what presentation you're right now. The one that I sent go Lala, it's not up to standard, so you'll forgive me, colleagues. Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to check what presentation. I just want to check what presentation you're right now. The one that I sent go Lala, it's not up to standard, so you'll forgive me, colleagues. Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to check what presentation. I just want to check what presentation you're right now. The one that I sent go Lala, it's not up to standard, so you'll
It is 9 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our dear students and good morning to our colleagues. I would like to welcome all in attendance to the UNISA Gauteng Region's 2022 orientation program. My name is Monobisi May. I'm an administrative officer for the Counseling and Career Development Unit based in the Johannesburg CBD. Now, today I'll be co-directing this program with my colleague, Ms. Sharon Tabele. She will be coming in later to take over on the second half of the event and take us to the finish line. Now, as the UNISA Counseling, we have managed to gather the main stakeholders that we identified as crucial in assisting you as our students to have a great learning experience. Now, we've tried and we requested most of our presenters to make pre-recorded videos of their presentations. Now, there's a reason for this. This will reduce the normal time spent to do the actual live presentation and allow more time for questions and answers from our students to our speakers, of course. Basically, what will happen is we will play a video, watch and listen, then pose questions. The reps will be available to take those questions then and there and answer them. Now, to us as counseling, orientation is very important. This is a very crucial day because this is where, as a student, you learn the ins and outs of UNISA. Today, you will learn who to contact when you have a certain issue regarding your studies. Now, we have a great and an awesome lineup for you, of which you will find relevant and will be most helpful towards your studies. Now, but before we get to it, I would like to observe our house rules. First things first, the first and the most important house rule is to always keep your microphone muted at all times. Unless you are directed by me or Ms. Sharon Tebele, then you can unmute yourself. After each and every presentation, students will be given an opportunity to ask questions using the chat box on Teams. It should be there. It's either it's at the top of your screen or your right-hand side. Now, we've tried to create a safe space for everyone in attendance. So let us all respect one another and enjoy the workshop. We will start by calling out our head of library services, the acting deputy director there, to do our opening and welcome, Mr. Victor Mbuke. I'm hoping he has signed in by now. Mr. Mbuke, how are you, sir?
Good morning, May. How are you, my leader?
I'm good, thank you, Minier. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me say good morning to all the colleagues and a warm welcome to all our students. We welcome them to our region, the Gauteng region. I would like to upload my presentation quickly. If somebody would be kind enough to confirm that you can see my presentation.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much, colleagues. To all our new students, a warm welcome to UNISA and specifically to the UNISA Gauteng region. This is where the journey begins for you. You know, when you are taking a journey to a place that you've never been to, say for an example, you're going to Cape Town, you're driving to Cape Town, you've never been to Cape Town. What's the first thing that you would do? Surely you'd want to gather as much information as possible about your trip, where to stop, where to fill up your petrol, maybe where to sleep overnight. That's the purpose of our meeting with you today, to say we want you to gather as much information as possible regarding the journey that you are starting with UNISA. As you can see on the picture, the road ahead is not a smooth road. It might be bumpy. And that's what is going to happen to you. Sometimes you're going to face challenges. Sometimes you're going to have to make decisions whether to stop or to proceed. But we want to assure you that we are here to support you throughout your journey. So you are not alone in this journey. You might be having question, did I register at the right university? Did I make the right decision by coming to UNISA? Well, here's some few facts that could actually reassure you that you are in a right place. First, as you can see in the slide, we are one of the biggest university in the world. In 2021, we had over 389,000 students registered with UNISA. 45,000 of those students were postgraduate students. So if you think about it, all the other institutions in this country, I don't want to call them by name, but you know them, they are residential universities. They never register as many students as we do in one academic year. Another very interesting fact that you might see on this slide is that we have a lot of females. In fact, close to 70% of our students are female, and we welcome that. We're happy to ensure that we close the gender parity in this institution. We have more than 7 colleges. In other words, you've got a wide scope to choose from in terms of which college you want to register with. In 2020, over 52,000 students graduated at UNISA. So you are at the right institution. You are not lost. You are one of the thousands of students who call this institution their home. If you look at on the slide, the residential region, you can see that 43%, in other words, over 100,000 of our students come from this province, or they reside in this province, Gauteng province. We are the smallest province in South Africa, but we carry the biggest number of students in this province. So we want to welcome you to say, have no fear. Maybe when you think of UNISA, the first thing that comes into your mind is the big elephant on top of that mountain. That mountain is called the Mackleneck. That's our head office, and that's where the majority of the academic resides. That's where the majority of our academics have their offices. But have no fear, our new student. UNISA has a national footprint. In other words, we have regional offices across the country. We actually have 6 regional offices. We have an office or offices, not one, more than one in Eastern Cape. We have more than one offices in Gauteng, in KwaZulu-Natal, Northeastern includes Limpopo and Mpumalanga province. We've got offices in Midland, Western Cape. But another interesting fact is that we also have an office in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, in partnership with the library and the colleges, we are supporting our postgraduate students who are in Ethiopia. So we're not just a South African university, but as I've mentioned earlier, we are a global university. And we are, in fact, an African university because also a majority of our students come from our neighboring countries in Africa. But besides the physical office that we have, you can also get in touch with us. You can also access UNISA online. You can get in touch with us through our website, our social media. We even have a UNISA radio. So we are nationally available, accessible to all our students. But for today, you are in Gauteng, and this orientation is specifically geared to all our first-year Gauteng students. So we welcome you to the Gauteng region, and that's the region that we hope that you reside in. You will be using the offices in this region. In Gauteng, we have 5 regional service center. We call them the regional service center. We've got presence in Ekurhuleni. Ekurhuleni, we have an RSC in Davidton. Davidton, it's in Benoni in the East Rand. We've got offices in Florida. In fact, Florida, we have a campus. So inside the campus, you also find the Gauteng region. We've got offices in Johannesburg, opposite Gandhi Square, and our hub, in other words, our head office for this region is in Sunnyside in Pretoria. And then we also have another office in the Vaal, that is in Vereeniging. So as you can see, we cover almost the whole of Gauteng. We have the presence in the whole of Gauteng. But what services do we offer? What services can you get from our offices? We offer a variety of services. We offer academic literacy, we offer counseling services, we offer library services, we offer technology enhanced learning, tutorial services, and student administration services. I am not going to elaborate on what each of these services really mean or represent, simply because today on the program, all these offices are represented. We have colleagues from each of these units who are going to take you through in details in terms of what services do they offer. So when we talk of counseling, what counseling? Is it personal counseling? Is it only academic counseling? The colleagues will take you through all the steps. And the most important part is they will assist you to know how to access them, how to reach them when you need help or when you need support. We have other related services. We, as an institution, the University of South Africa, we work with our communities. So we are big on community engagement and outreach. This, as a region, we do it in collaboration with the colleges, or in other words, with the academics, so that we can reach all our communities. We have partnerships with community libraries throughout Gauteng. This we do in collaboration with the main library at the head office in Mackinac. So the colleague who will speak on libraries will elaborate, will tell you where are these community libraries. We also work with telecenters that are also available in Gauteng. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, even if you can't come to our regional service centers, to the UNISA offices, but within your community, whether you are staying in Atteridgeville, whether you are staying in Soweto, you can still access UNISA services through our partners. As I've mentioned, the community libraries or the telecenters. But what's the purpose of today's orientation? There's 3 or 4 things we want you to take along with you. 1, the purpose of this orientation is to assure you that as you are starting this journey, you are not alone. Do not fear that you might get lost or you might get stuck somewhere along the journey. You have all the support that you need in order to successfully complete your journey. In other words, in order to successfully complete your studies. So whether you've registered for a 1-year diploma or certificate or a 3-year or 4-year degree qualification, know that throughout those years, we are here to support you. All it takes is for you to reach out to us to say, I need help, I need support. Then we'll be there to support you. Today's orientation, we want to let you know where we are and how to get in touch with us. We want you to know about all our services. So do not have fear. If you don't know where to start, ask. And that's where the 4th bullet comes in, the communication. We want you to talk to us. Please don't talk to us through burning the tires, through the doi, but talk to us via the social media. Come to our center. We actually invite you to come and use these services. Come to these centers. They are there for you, so that if you've got questions, you need support, you can talk to us. Talk to us using your student representative council if there are things that you are not happy about, and we will be happy to listen to you and to address those challenges. So with these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to say welcome to UNISA, welcome to the Gauteng region, but most importantly, Bon voyage. Bon voyage says travel safely and enjoy your travel. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Program Director.
Siyabonga kakhulu Baba Mbuqe. Thank you very much. That was insightful. I know there's people who have picked up and grasped a few from what you have told us. Right now, I'd like to please just pause a bit. I'm checking the chat box. Now, I see here that we have a lot of students who have grievances. Now, we have created this program so you can be assisted. I can see that we have NSFAS inquiries, complaints, the way it sounds. We do have a representative from our student funding who will be able to address such. So, like I said in my opening, that we have tried to create a safe space so people can express themselves. We appreciate you telling us exactly what you need, and I'm hoping. In fact, I know that by the end of this program, you should be answered and you should have gotten a better idea as to what is it exactly that you need to do to get full assistance. But keep on sending those chat texts because we need to know where we stand with you. Remember, for us to improve our services, we need you guys to evaluate it. So if you don't become honest with us and tell us exactly how you feel, it's going to be difficult for us to know where you stand. So keep on sending those text messages and we will address them accordingly. Thank you for that. Let's go back to our program. Obabumbuke took a minute from my program, so I'll try to be as speedily as possible. The next representative I have is from Student Administration. She's one of our student advisors here at the Joburg campus. Her name is Ms. Mantwa Mbonani. She is with her senior colleague, Mr. Mpumelelo Ndlangisa, who I know will be here to answer all relevant questions regarding administration, admissions, etc. So please listen to this coming presentation. I know it's going to benefit you well. Ms. Mantom Bonani, are you ready for us, ma'am? Oh, here's the presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, students. Welcome to the 2022 academic year. My name is Ms. Mantom Bonani. I'm a student advisor at the Johannesburg campus, and I'm here to offer you information on student administration and the services that we offer. Currently, the offices that offer these services is Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and the Vaal Agency. The Florida campus and the Sunnyside campus fall within the hub. You are welcome to register from those centers, but specifically if you want regional service center information, you can come to us in Johannesburg, or you can go to Ekurhuleni or to the Vaal Agency. Our services. We offer student advising to students in the form of advising students on what to register for, the modules they can choose, what happens with their registration, so on and so forth. We do applications. You can do your applications online, or you are welcome to visit one of our centers and use the self-help facility. We also do the cancellation and addition of modules. Say, for in case you have registered for a module and then you realize that the module is incorrectly, or you would want to add another module, you are welcome to do so. You can also do the service online, or you can come to the self-help, the advisors. We are here to assist you. We also issue academic records and the statements of credits. As you may all be aware by now that you can apply for your exemption of credits either on my UNISA, because previously we used to have forms, but now it's easier to apply on my UNISA, and in due course you'll receive the response. We have finance office, we have the NSFAS office, where you can find out about your financial statements, the financial aid scheme, where you can ask questions regarding your funding if you have applied for funding, and just generally questions regarding your study fees. Now we have recently opened the dispatch, where you can collect your study material. Well, after you've registered, the first step that you take is to check for your study material online. For the most important tutorial letter, which is tutorial letter 101, is check for your study material. What is required from you. You first check that one online, and then you will come to the center after you've received an SMS to collect the hard copies. You are also welcome to use our facility to check for the examination timetables. Come and get them printed for you, the results, and also if you wish to defer or postpone your examinations, to apply for a recheck or a remark or a purchasing of the script. The assignment part, currently in Johannesburg, we do not have that facility, but we can offer information should you inquire with us on how to go about getting clarity on some of the inquiries that you have around your assignments. Then, as I've indicated before, after you've applied for credits, you'll also receive a response. We also have different colleges. As you can see, we've got different colleges with different email addresses where you can inquire about the services or the inquiries that are directly linked to the college in which you are registered for. We've got the College of Accounting Sciences, for instance, for your BCom degrees. Mostly it's regarding the commerce or the any other thing that involves accounting. We've got the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, the College of Economic and Management Sciences. That will be your HRM, your business management modules. If you're not sure, you are most welcome to come into the center, and then we will assist you accordingly. We've got the College of Education, the College of Human Sciences, the College of Law, the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, and then we've got the College of Graduate Studies, which deals with postgraduate studies, specifically the honors. Lastly, we've got the Masters and Doctorate section. There's also an email there that you can make use of. Right. The next step it would be to consider the registration and the registration of your curriculum. When you register as a student, you check for the registration dates. I will share the slides of the dates in the following parts of my presentation. You check the dates, you check when the minimum fee is due, how much the minimum fee is. You check your curriculum every time you register. If you're not sure of the curriculum, you come to us, the advisors. We will assist you accordingly. You read your rules. Your rules are mainly your prerequisite and your co-requisite. For example, there are modules that you need to pass before you register for other modules. And there are modules that you need to register for concurrently. Those are part of the rules. And we know that 5 modules are required per semester, or 10 modules for year modules for you to be progressed to the following year. You must also check for the compulsory modules and your elective modules. Say that when you view your curriculum, it will tell you that the first part, say it's 5 modules, then it will say group A or group B. Those are what we call elective modules. Whatever group that you have selected from the first level, if you're doing a 3-year degree, that must be the same group for year 2 and year 3 until you complete the qualification. Make sure that you know of your year modules, and changing your qualification or starting the qualification, please, via the student advisors so that we can assist you accordingly. For the 2022 registration, there are two, unlike 2021 when we had a super semester. This year we are back to having 2 semesters. The dates will be populated in the following slides. The registration as we speak, it is already closed. The dates for it was opened until the 14th of February with the initial payment of the 25th of February. With the second semester, I think you, by now, those who have registered for the first semester know that they can add modules for the following semester. And then with adding the modules, or rather registering itself, there
To my technical directors, I don't know if I'm the only one who's actually hearing the silence, or is it everyone?
Yes, I'm hearing the silence as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you guys. It seems we had a technical glitch. We apologize for that. We'll probably continue with it. Let me check the time if we still have time to accommodate it at a later stage, maybe. We actually left with quite some time, and I can see here that we actually have questions for administration. So now I know that Mr. Ndlangisa is here to take questions from that department. Mnumzana ukhona?
Yes, sir. I'm here with my colleague, Mr. Kochile. He's also going to be attending to some of those questions.
That's perfect. Good morning, Prata. Okay, we
Good
actually
morning,
have
Program Director. Morning, colleague.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kochile. We actually have 2 hands. Let me check. The first one is from Ajonti Standard. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Jonty?
Yes. Hi.
Yes, the floor is yours. Yes.
So when we registered, we paid for a library card, and it was said that they were going to deliver it. But when they delivered study materials, we never got any of that, any access card, any student card, library card. So I just want to find out, how do we get that? Do we go to the actual library, or is it going to still be delivered? And also, some of our textbooks are missing from the delivery. So on the receipt that they gave us, they will say it will be made available when it's available, type of thing. And we haven't received that yet.
Okay. Thank you for your question, John T. My colleagues will be able to respond to you. Like I said initially when we started here, that we've gathered all the people that we believe are important when it comes to your learning experience. So I know that the 2 colleagues that are available here will be able to give you an answer that will be enough, and you'll know exactly where to go from here. Colleagues, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. The first question was with regards to the access cards. The access cards you actually need to be at a center for it to be printed, because we take a photo of you. Currently, we do not have those services in the Johannesburg Center, so I would advise that if you're not far from our Florida Center, you can go in there, or maybe Sunnyside, because they need to take a photo of you and give you an actual hard card and then print it for you. So that cannot be posted. But in the meantime, if you need to use a student card as an access to any of our facilities, there's on a printout that comes with your first batch of study material, there is an inventory letter, and there is a paper card that is at the bottom there. You can use that together with your ID. It will suffice as your proof of identification as a student, but once you have time, you can visit any of our centers where the card can be printed and actually given to you.
Just to confirm, there was no paper card in my delivery. I'm not sure about other students, but just to say from my side, there was nothing.
It should be on your first batch of material, the inventory letter, where it's written the list of study materials that you have received and the ones that are still outstanding. There's a barcoded part right at the bottom there where it's perforated. You can actually just remove it. It has your student number and it has a barcode. If you don't have it, then you can visit any of our centers where they can actually print a hard card for you, and they take a photo of you, because that the official one needs to have your photo, so it cannot be posted to you. That was the first question. The second question was with regards to study material that is still outstanding. Yes, that has to do with our dispatch section. So your inventory letter also states whether the study material is out of stock or is not available, or was not available when your batch was being issued to you. So as soon as it is available, then it gets couriered to you, or you can pick it up at the counter, depending on how you selected you are going to receive your study material. So that's the issue with the dispatch, and if it's not available at the time, then it will reflect on your inventory letter. But however, some of the study material is only available online, so it's very important for you to look at that inventory letter and see what it says. If it says will be sent when available or currently out of stock, then it means it's going to be sent to you. But some of it just says study material not available, only available online. So that's the study material that you just need to go on to my UNISA and access it online, because you're not going to get the hard printed copy. Thank you.
Thank you. That has answered both questions. Can I just say for the last one, it's just the Telegram groups for students that is run by UNISA. I think the communication about these groups is poorly communicated. I only found out by chance from a fellow student that has been studying for a while already. And I think maybe if we can just have better communication on that to students to join their specific modules and degree as a whole group.
Okay, that is noted, and I do know that we have colleagues here that comes from our section, the corporate communications and marketing, and I'm sure they are noting that down, and in the future they will try and communicate better, because at the end of the day we are an open distance learning institution, so communication is key. Thank you.
John T, are you satisfied at the moment with the responses you received?
Yes, I think regarding administration, that was everything. But yeah, I think all the students are feeling some frustration. The lecturers don't give us breakdowns for assessments. They only communicated this event at 8 p.m. last night. So we feel like we're not being, there's no proper planning, and the frustration with the switching to my modules. But yeah, we appreciate that you guys have created this platform to communicate with us.
No, we also appreciate your feedback. That is why we are here to address such matters. Thank you, John T. Our next hand is from Emeron Mafuza. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Meron, are you still available? Okay, I think we've lost Meron. Okay, I see here that we also have 2 guests who have raised their hands, but I can't see any names. You can just unmute and ask your question, please. Oh, I can see here there's a text from Maron saying that the mic is not working, it's malfunctioning for some reason. Okay, I also have Dipuo. Dipuo, can you talk? Okay. Oh, I can see that actually most of these guests are actually muted. Okay, then we will concentrate on the chat box. I'm hoping you have sent your questions through to our chat box. Okay, Maron says, my question is why we don't receive our remarks back. Thank you. I believe we also have a rep who will actually address that. Thank you for that question, Maron. Okay, let me see other questions. Just a moment, please. Okay, I can see the ones for my UNISA. Mr. Rampe tried to address them. Okay, this is what I'm going to suggest, because we're probably going to take forever with this thing. This is what's going to happen. For each and every section, Diksha has posted our whole program for the day. So kindly browse through it, and you'll see all the representatives and their departments. Now, when they present, I suggest that that's the only time you can actually pose the question. So we can actually pose it to the speaker, then you'll be addressed accordingly and properly. Then you'll be satisfied with the responses. Because now I see an influx of text messages, and some are not even relevant to what we're doing today. I hope I make sense. Okay, then let's continue. Let me see, I still have 3 minutes for this session before we go to our digital learning session. Okay, let me see the hands, because I believe it's better when people talk, when we give them the platform. I see I have Okafor Kingsley. I can see that you can actually unmute and talk. Okafor? Yes, you can unmute yourself and talk to us and ask your question.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes. The floor is yours. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. My question is not really a question. I'm just trying to confirm, because I'm a postgraduate student, one of the mentors who's being posted at under Florida. I just want to confirm when when do we receive directives as to our mentees? Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I am. So you are saying currently you are on our student mentor program?
Yes, sir. I'm one
Not
of the
a
mentors.
problem. That's perfect. We actually have a representative from the Counseling and Career Development who's coming through at, he should be here about 25 past 10, who is one of our student counselors. I know he has noted that down. He will address that matter to you. Is that okay?
All right, thank you very much. Perfect.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you then. Without wasting more time, I think we should continue. Let's go to, let me see if there's any more hands. Okay, the ones that I see are actually quite historic, because there's Dipuo, and who actually could not unmute, and the other guest who could not unmute. So I don't have any choice but to proceed. Thank you, guys. So now our next item on the program is technology enhanced learning. Now we have a representative from this department who is a digital learning advisor from the Equity Learning Campus. who will be dissecting what is it exactly that they help students with, and what is it exactly that they're talking about when they say enhanced technology learning. We have Mr. Nivesh Ramduth and Mr. Lucas Rampe, who will be available for questions and answer sessions after we played their clip. My program directors, are you there? You can upload the video so we can see what's going on. Thank you.
Good day, students. Firstly, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the students to the session today. Secondly, I would like to introduce myself to you all. I am Mr. N. Ramdat, and my position here at UNISA is a digital learner advisor within the TEL unit. The main objective of this orientation session is to make you as a UNISA student aware of the TEL unit found at all of our regional service centers and the purpose of the Technology Enhanced Learning Unit. Firstly, the purpose of the unit. The TEL unit in Gauteng is responsible for integrating technology within teaching and learning and using technology to enhance students' learning experience. In other words, students, we use technology in order to make your learning with UNISA a better experience. And one of the platforms that we do so is the MyUNISA platform. This is the main platform that we use technology in which to communicate with our students. Now, the MyUNISA platform is a main platform that all UNISA students need to be registered on. And it is a platform where you have access to your study material. You'll be able to submit your assignments, and also you'll have access to your personal information as well as contact details of your lecturers in various modules. So the Technology Enhanced Learning Unit uses this platform in order to make learning or the learning experience for the students much more understandable, much more easier. Okay. Now, the services that the TEL unit offers as a unit is divided basically into three main areas. The first one is access to computer laboratories. So the TEL unit is primarily made up of buildings that has computers that are situated within these buildings, within our regional service centers. And these computer laboratories are available to our students, our registered UNISA students. You are allowed to access these laboratories, and you are able to then access your study material online using the MyUNISA platform. So if you are living near one of our centers, you are able to visit our campuses or our regional service centers and access these laboratories in order for you to have access to the MyUNISA platform, right? The second service that we offer is video conferencing. Now, this is also another area that the TEL unit oversees. This basically is an area where if lecturers are having formal lectures, let's say in the Pretoria main campus, they can invite their students across the Gauteng region to attend the very same lecture online using the via conference facilities that are based at the regional service centers. So your lecturer will inform you that he or she will be doing a live lecture on a particular date. He'll send you an invitation, and he will then also inform the regional service centers that on a particular date, he'll be having a certain lecture at a certain time. And then the regional service centers will then make the video conferencing facilities available to the students for that particular subject. So you come into the regional service center, go to the TEL unit, and then the video conferencing facility is where you can view this lecture real time while the lecturer is presenting in Pretoria, but it is being streamed down to, let's say, Ekurhuleni, Vaal, Florida, and students from those areas don't need to go to Pretoria, but they can go to the closest regional service center and view the lecturer while he is presenting that particular subject matter. So video conferencing is another area within the TEL unit that we oversee. And the third aspect is training. Now, training forms a bulk part of the TEL unit. And we actually train students firstly on basic computer skills, which is really needed when it comes to our first year students. Remember, in order for you to submit assignments on the MyUNISA platform, you need to know basic computer skills, where you're going to be using MS Word to type out your assignments and submit your assignments via the MyUNISA platform. Because most of our modules now are online, you'll notice that most of the study material are also online, and very few material is being sent or couriered to you. Okay, we also train Office 365. This is our software package that contains all your Microsoft packages, which you have access to, and students are allowed to also download this MS Office 365 package onto their devices for free, and it's available to you as a UNISA student. So those of you who also need training in order to use this package, we also do training for MyUNISA 365. Okay. In addition to those three services above, if students have difficulty in activating their MyUNISA account, we also assist students in doing so. Remember, in order to use the MyUNISA platform, you need to activate it or claim your MyUNISA password. Okay, and remember, once you claim your MyUNISA password, the system actually generates a unique password that you need to use whenever you log on to the MyUNISA platform. And this password, it will be the same that you'll use when you are accessing your MyLife email account. Now, the MyLife email account is the account that is created once you have claimed your MyUNISA password. This is the official email account that we use in order to communicate to all our students. And remember, the MyLife email account will always have your student number as the start of the email account. Then it will have @mylife.unisa.ac.za. That is the format of all our student email accounts. And the student email account will have the same password as your MyUNISA platform password that you have claimed. And ensure that you keep the password safely. And if for some reason you have forgotten the password, we can reclaim it for you. But try to keep the password as original as you can, because once you change passwords, we find that the system then becomes inaccessible. Either the MyLife cannot be accessed or the MyUNISA platform cannot be accessed. So if the system generates a password for you, please retain that password and use that password throughout your studies to avoid any technical problems in future. Okay, then the other area is community digital access centers. Now, UNISA has formed partnerships with privately owned entities, if I can use that word, where these entities have computer facilities, and they have allowed us to have an agreement with them where you can use their facilities for free. Obviously, MyUNISA will pay for your access. You go to these digital centers and you can use their computer systems in order to access the MyUNISA platform. And they will allocate you a certain number of hours per day in which you can access your UNISA website and submit your assignments, download material if you need to do so. and you would not have to pay for this access. So this is an agreement or partnership that we have with these community centers. And they normally give you 24 hours per month free access to all UNISA students. And we will have a list. I will indicate the list of digital centers that we have currently. We had quite a few in the past, but we have reduced the number because some community centers did not meet certain ICT requirements that UNISA had put in place in order for them to qualify, in order for us to have a partnership with them. But I will display a list of what we have currently in a short while. Okay, in addition to our digital access centers, we also offer students technical support. Now, technical support basically ranges from if a student would like us to download the Office 365 software package on his laptop and he or she is having difficulties in doing so, you can come to us and we can assist you with that, with the technical aspects of it. In addition, if you're on a campus and if you're using your device like your laptop and you find that you cannot access, let's say, the Wi-Fi, we can also assist you and direct you how to use and how to access the MyUNISA Wi-Fi on our campuses. So when it comes to technical support, we also assist students with that regard. And we also cater for students with disabilities at our laboratories. Our laboratories have computer systems specially designed for students with disabilities. They have tailor-made software for students with disabilities. For example, we have voice activation for students who perhaps are blind, and the system will be able to read out documents to the student so that the student will be able to understand what document is in front of him. So we also cater for students with disabilities so that they will also be able to access their study material. Okay. Now, students, just to give you an idea as to how many centers are available around the Gauteng region, we have the one in Pretoria, which is Sunnyside. We have Ekurhuleni, which is the Davidson Regional Service Center. We have Johannesburg, we have Vaal, and we have Florida. So these are the centers that make up our Gauteng region. Now, students, because of the COVID, in order for you to access our campuses, you need to make a booking using the student booking app. Okay. Now, this booking app, you first have to sign up in order to use the booking app. And how do you sign up? You need to use your MyLife email account, which is your student email account. You'll have to then enter a password of your choice. This password is not the same as the MyUNISA password. It's a password that you create in order to use the booking app. Please understand the difference. This is a booking app. The MyUNISA platform is a student web page. Students, this is a list of the digital access centers I referred to. We have 5 currently. We have one in Palmbridge, Mamelodi, Soweto, Bronkhorstspruit, and Duduza. So these are the privately owned companies that we have partnership with. If you are living near one of these centers, you are welcome to approach them in order to submit your assignments on the MyUNISA website. Remember, they will allocate you times per day where you can actually do your online submission of assignments or online research for your modules, and it is free of charge. Okay, so these are our digital access centers that I spoke about earlier on. Okay, students, how can we remotely have access to the services that we offer? Firstly, training of students and online support. We have created 2 posters which we have posted online. These posters can be found on the MyUNISA Facebook webpage. Okay, this is one of the posters. You can see it says booking for basic computer skills. And we have started from the 21st of Feb to the 30th of March 2022. And by scanning the QR code, you can then access the booking system, online booking system, which will give you the date and times when online training and support takes place. And you can book a session with one of our DLAs at our different branches, as I said, in Florida, Sunnyside, Vaal, Ekurhuleni, Johannesburg. Okay, this is the second poster for online student support. In addition to training, we also offer technical support should you have a problem with your password. For some reason, if you cannot claim your password, we can also assist you with that. We can also assist you remotely in installing your Office 365 package, as I discussed earlier on. So these two posters, students, are available on your MyUNISA Facebook page, and then by clicking on the QR code, you'll be able to make appointments for the relevant services that you require assistance in. Students, these are the direct contacts for assistance that you can receive from our various regional service centers. These are the name and email addresses of my fellow colleagues at different centers. You can email us with your query and we would respond. And in order for us to assist you, we would like you to send us an email so that you can outline your query, and then if it requires to be redirected to a different unit perhaps, we will do so. But these are the contact details for Sunnyside, Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, Florida, and Vaal. And these are the names and email addresses of all the colleagues that work within the TEL unit in the Gauteng region. With this, students, I would like to wish you all the best in your studies with UNISA, and I would like to thank you for taking the time for attending the session. And once again, good luck with your studies, and thank you.
That was a lovely presentation from our colleagues from Enhanced Learning, Digital Learning. We have Mr. Rampe, who is available, and Mr. Nivesha Ramduth, who are available for questions. I can only see one hand here from the Awaken. Awaken General, can you unmute and ask your question? Okay, I don't think we're having any luck with that one because I can actually see that there is an option to unmute. Okay, the questions on the chat box are being responded to by my colleagues from different departments. I can see a lot of hands. Let me see. We have Noma Mpondumse Nkobole. Yes, ma'am, the floor is yours. Okay, it seems like she as well. We see Dipuo unmuted. John Tau also muted. But John Tau can actually unmute. Can you unmute yourself, John Tau? And pose your question. Yes, Dipuo.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. You can ask your question. Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to ask about book allowance because nothing is being said, but we have to purchase prescribed books. So I was asking if there will be any book allowances this year.
Okay, so that's your question.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your question, Dipuo. I know that we have, sorry for that, I know that we have a Miss Penyenye from our office who also deals with the NSFAS as well. I hope she'll be able to address that for us. Your question is noted, Dipuo. Thank you.
Okay.
I can see John Tao is back. Yes, John?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, sir. You can ask your question.
Okay. Okay. I missed presentation now because I was busy with other stuff. So, can I get the slide presentation through my email? Is it possible?
Yes, definitely, sure. Tell me, did you register for this workshop?
Yes, I did. I did. Yes.
Most definitely, we will send you the recording after, of course, after the workshop.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Then we have a Keith, but there's no surname, unfortunately. Can you ask a question?
Oh, yes, thank you for the opportunity to communicate.
Yes, Keith.
My issue is on the my UNISA. I believe we are supposed to be able to retrieve our study material. And yes, we did see the communication regarding the error that was there just these past days. But then we also saw the announcement saying that it is back up. So we did manage to log in, but some of us, and I've actually communicated with a number of other students saying that when they try to check their study material under my modules, you know, that drop-down menu, it says you have no current enrollment. So I want to know, is that an error, or do we have to wait for a certain period for our study material to show up? I've managed to register and pay everything, and it's been a week now. So yeah, my question is this an error, or we have to wait? I don't know if you can help me with that.
Okay, no, your question is noted. I believe Mr. Rampe can be able to respond to that. Thank you for your question, Keith.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Can you hear me, Chair?
Yes, clearly, sir.
Okay. I think the best, because of the error that happened this week, we can't clearly say it's on your side alone or it's a technical problem. So I would advise you to leave one of my colleagues on the chat. We'll share our contact details so that you can send an email to us so we can check on your behalf, because we are now not sure whether is that technical error still persisting or maybe it's your problem on your side. So share your details, or my colleagues will share their details, and you can email one of us, then we will follow up. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Rampe. I hope that was enough for you, Keith. Colleagues and students, please forgive me for actually bringing my head so close to the screen. I hear there's chants outside. Things I work at Gandhi Square, so there's chants outside. I believe there's some kind of protest. Maybe it's the commencement of it. So some of the things now I'm starting not to hear clearly. But my colleagues are here with me. If there's something I've missed, they'll be able to communicate with me. Keith, I hope you'll be able to send that communication to Mr. Rampe's office so you'll be assisted. We have Ubuntle Philippine Makofane, who will be our final question. Yes, Buntle?
Hi, thank you so much for answering my hand raised. Just to go on Keith's point as well, I don't think he's the only one suffering with this registration problem. I'm also having difficulty with it, but my main problem is when you call or email the inquiry office or the numbers that are given to you once you've registered, those numbers are unavailable. I think it's quite frustrating on our side when you try to contact the relevant person or the relevant entities, and you're not getting help. in that regard. I think a lot of students are experiencing the same problem, but there's no communication from the university side. So it is very, very frustrating.
No, your concern makes perfect sense, Bontle, and thank you for actually saying what you just did now. Hence, Mr. Rampe said they are offering themselves to you. Obviously, what happened in the past, we deeply apologize for. I mean, you not being able to access us is the last thing we want. Remember, without us, you won't be able to get that good learning experience. So you need us all the time. So I'm thinking, Mr. Rampe, would you like to take that as well?
Yeah, Chair, I think what we can do for the colleagues is I'm going to try and project the contact details that we shared so they can screen grab if they can, and we can be able to escalate some of their queries. We're still going to follow the same process they are going to use to get to our colleagues, but at least we can escalate. I don't know if you can see on the screen, Chair. So I'm asking colleagues to screen grab the details on the screen and be able to contact those colleagues via email. We'll see if we can escalate your queries. And please spread your queries amongst the colleagues so that you don't get to be sending one thing to one person. And again, those who have very difficult problems, on the chat, we have a link that indicates the bookings you can have with us, so we can have a team one-on-one so that they can see if they can resolve your problem. But for now, let's use the email addresses if you don't have data to join us via Teams, and we'll try to escalate. Thank you, Chair. I hope everyone can see the screen and screen grab. Thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Ram. Yes, yes, it's visible. It's visible. Thank you, Mr. Rampe. I hope everyone screen grabbed that. But if you couldn't, like Mr. Rampe said, there is a link on the chat box that you can actually use to be assisted. And because I'm just 4-page button and you on script on print screen actually, then on the screen grab. If you're using your phone, you know the volume and the locking button at the same time. Let's continue with our program, please. Next in line, we have a senior branch librarian, Ms. Damaris Piteng from our library services. She's based here at the Johannesburg CBD as well. Ms. Piteng, are you here for us? Are you ready for us, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. The floor is yours. You can have it. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mrs. Picheng representing the Gauteng Regional Libraries. On my slides, I'm going to talk about libraries.
Not sure whether it's from my side only or there is no sound. Businesses.
I actually thought it was only me because of the guys making noise outside. I also can't hear anything. Let us just give our technical directors maybe a moment to repair the glitch. Kindly bear with us, please. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mrs. Picheng representing the Gauteng Regional Libraries. On my slides, I'm going to talk about library services and the library catalog. Gauteng Regional Libraries are found in Ekurhuleni, Johannesburg. We provide the following services: lending service, library training, request and literature search. We provide research support. There's also library commons. We also provide services for students with disabilities. Lending services include borrowing, returning, and renewal of library materials. The following collection is found in all the libraries: the study collection, prescribed collection, postal collection, audiovisual, and archival collection. When we talk about study collection, we talk about the academically or study-related materials. Prescribed collection are those materials that are prescribed by the lecturer. They can come in a form of a book or as an electronic reserve. Postal collection are those materials that can be requested from the main campus and be delivered to you through posts, normal post or through the courier. Audiovisual materials are CDs, DVDs, videos, etc. Archival collection are those rare materials that are online and are found at the main library. We use the catalog to search for information in various formats, which can either be print or electronic. We use the library catalog to search for information, which comes in various formats. The information may come in print or in electronic. The UNISA Library Catalog helps us to find books, prescribed and recommended reading by course code, journal, which are also called periodicals. They come in print and in electronic format. The online resources such as databases, e-books, e-journals, e-dissertation, and thesis. The UNISA Library Catalog is found on the www.unisa.ac.za. It is also available on my UNISA webpage and also available on the library app, which is called the EPIC. This is the home page of the UNISA library where you get the catalog. It is the welcome page of the library page. Literature search and research support. If you need additional information for your assignment or for your research topic, you can request a literature search from us by completing a literature search form, which is available on the library website. For research support, there are personal librarians
responsible for the needs of the student, and institutional repository whereby previous research outputs are available. When I talk about personal librarians, I talk about librarians that are specifically meant to assist students who are doing MNDs in a particular field. For an instance, if you are registered in the College of Law as an MND student, there is a personal librarian that is specifically meant to assist you. At the beginning of the year, you will receive a welcome package from the personal librarian introducing themselves to you so that you may be able to request or to require service from them. Our libraries also offer library commons. In the library commons, you are The library also offers library trainings. We offer different trainings in order to assist students with assignment and research. We offer training on how to do a basic search. That is where you can do just a simple search by searching using the author, the title, or the keyword search, or alternatively using your module code. We can also train you on how to find your online journals and how to do introduction to reference work. The library also offers services for students with special needs. We offer limited devices to students with special needs. The devices such as large print keyboard, etc. The devices and library materials that are not available at the branch level are obtainable from the main library by requesting using the library catalog or by writing an email to lib-disability@unisa.ac.za. Those devices or the library materials will be delivered to the client's preferred address. At the beginning of my presentation, I spoke about the branches that are available in Gauteng. Sunnyside Library, these are the contact details of Sunnyside Library, which is available at the Sunnyside campus. The operating hours from January to December, it's 7:45 to 16 hours on weekdays. We are, however, closed on Saturdays due to COVID-19. The Johannesburg branch libraries has been closed for the past 2 years. I am happy to announce that the library is open and fully functional. It is at the 120 Fox Street, Marshalltown, and the library is open Monday to Friday from 7:45 to 16 hours. The Kuruleni branch, it is available in Davidton. It is also open from Monday to Friday, 7:45 to 16 hours. And I thank you.
Thank you for that lovely presentation, Ms. Picheng. I'm sorry if I pronounced your surname correctly at the beginning. Sometimes you just assume because it's vernacular. It's supposed to go like this, but it was supposed to go like that. I'm sorry about that. But thank you for a lovely presentation. I hope someone from your department is here to take questions. We actually don't have a lot. We only have one from a Deborah Habinzu. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Deborah? Deborah? Maybe the hand is historic. Okay, we can actually move on. Yes, I think she's here now. Deborah?
Hello.
Hello? Yes, ma'am. You can pose your question.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, my question is related to the registration. My hand has been up for a while. So I'm having trouble with registering for additional modules, right? I got accepted on the condition that I register for 2 extra modules concurrently with the modules that I'm registering for this year. And it stated that if I do not register for those 2 modules, then they're going to basically cancel my registration and I'm going to forfeit my payment. So I've been trying to communicate since I got accepted. I've been sending emails. There's no response. I've tried to register on the website, but there's those 2 specific modules. I'm not finding them on the register additional modules thingy portal. So I don't know if you can help me with that.
Okay, no, thank you for your question, Deborah. Let me see if Mr. Ndlangisa is still available for us. He can try to shed some light, because what I know is currently registration is closed.
Yeah,
However,
I've been trying
yes.
even before.
Yeah, no, he is available for us. Mr. Ndlangisa, do you have maybe some kind of a solution for Deborah? Or maybe a suggestion to lead her in the right way?
Okay. It's just that it's many different scenarios, but I would assume that the student applied for something like PGCE, for instance, where you would have to, if you are accepted, then you need to register for some modules for non-degree purposes. Yeah, correctly, those modules need to be registered with your first registration, but unfortunately, they are not part of the curriculum, so you're not going to be able to see them on the list of modules that you need to take with that particular qualification. But that we can sort out. We can still sort out, especially it's very late now. So if we put them on, it would be advisable that you already have paid the minimum for those 2 modules, so that they will just go in directly. But I don't know if you can actually share your student number or because yeah, I don't know if you can do that, because it's a specific, it's one specific thing, or maybe your phone number, then I can call you on the side, because I'm afraid of sharing my email address here, this platform, because at the end of the day, then you'd have 200 emails coming in that should be going directly to wherever they need to be assisted. Then I may not be able to go through all those emails. Then it also becomes a poor service to students. So if I can just get student number, or perhaps if I can have your phone number, then we can talk about that offline, and then we can resolve.
That's perfect. Ms. Deborah, please give us your student number.
Okay, it's 174
174
74
74 again. It's 17474
825
825. If you don't mind sharing your cell phone number, so Mr. Ndlangisa can call you.
No.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay with the student.
Then it's
number.
fine.
Yeah, I can get the number.
Be able to get the cell phone number. Okay, that's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you
Mr.
very
Deborah.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. There's another hand from Botsilo Mokoena. Botsilo, you can unmute and pose your question, please. Botsilo, are you still here? Botsilo?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. I was just wondering, based on the group chats that I saw an email about the group chats, and I didn't know necessarily how to join the whole group chat for the course that I'm doing.
Okay, with that, can I respond to you on that one?
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your question. Usually what happens is you need to communicate with your lecturer regarding that. Aren't you getting any SMSs, maybe regarding the group chats and your assignments being due?
I'm only getting emails, not SMSs, just emails.
So the emails, do they give you any kind of instruction?
The email wasn't clear exactly how I go on about accessing the group chat.
Okay. So did
should
you
I?
respond to the lecturer maybe to that
Oh,
email?
No, I didn't respond to the lecturer.
Okay, because what you can do is it's either you can check your TUT 101. That's where you'll get all the contact information for your responsible lecturer, or you can just respond to that email and tell them exactly what you need assistance with. Remember, yes, they'll be able to assist you. Okay.
Oh, okay. And then just one last question, please.
Yes.
Do we have mentors like on the Johannesburg region? Because I'm a first year student, so I'm still struggling getting my feet together with the whole system and everything like that. So is there maybe somebody that I can contact that can actually maybe mentor me in terms of the schoolwork and actually how things work exactly?
Yes, definitely. We do have student mentors. Which qualification are you doing?
Food and nutrition.
Perfect. Okay. We have noted your student number. So what I'll do is I will forward your details to one of our mentors who will be in contact with you going forward.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Thank you very much. Yes,
Okay,
that's fine.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you a lot. I see Nyamakazi. Moto, you have your hand up.
Thank you, Munabisi. I just wanted to say that there will be a link for you guys to apply to be mentees. Just after the counseling presentation, you will receive a link on the chat, so you can just click on that and fill in your details, and then we'll connect you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Komoto. I know everyone has heard that. Let us carry on with our program. We're like a few minutes late now. Our next speaker, one of our own, is a person I know personally, is one of our student counselors from Ekurhuleni. He's from the Counseling and Career Development Department. That's where we are. Is Mr. Fatwane Makahane. He'll be briefing us on exactly what we do here at counseling and what his role is and how exactly do they assist people, especially our students. And please do not forget, after his presentation, what my colleague Khumuso just mentioned about the link if you want to be mentored, because we do have the student mentor program, which is currently running. We have sourced student mentors a couple of weeks back, but we're still busy with training and other logistics. But obviously the program will continue. In fact, it will commence, so everyone can join in and be fully assisted by our mentors. And Tata Makahane, I understand that you'll be playing us a video, okay? Can we have that video uploaded? Thank you.
Good day. Welcome to the orientation 2022 for first-time students. This orientation is presented by Patwani from Counseling Department in Gauteng Region. My name is Patwani Makahane, a student counselor in Gauteng Region. I'll be presenting this workshop for you, mostly for the counseling part as part of the orientation, so that students will be able to understand and to know what to do when the time of crisis arises or before the crisis arises, which include exam anxiety, stress management, study skills, and so on, and personal issues, because all those problems, they can affect students in such a way that their studies cannot be a successful journey. Some may be forced to drop out, some may be forced to do things that we would so that they may not go derailed on their program. So, having said that, it's very important for the students to also know counseling department, student counseling in UNISA is a place whereby we believe, as part of our motto as well, that we follow the ethical principles to help our students, and confidentiality becomes the core business, because information that we talk with students, it is between us and our students, only our students, not because of POPI Act. Before even the POPI Act comes into play, we were doing that all along. That's why confidentiality becomes a core business of UNISA, and counseling in our departments is free of charge. You don't pay any money. If it happens that somebody asks a resource money from you, that is unethical and it must be reported on the onset. We don't provide counseling as a services that you pay for. It's already covered. The UNISA, it gives students free of charge, be it about registered students or prospective students or communities. We give all the counseling services for free. Student counseling services are available in all 5 sectors in Gauteng, which run around all pillars of Gauteng, which is Ekurhuleni, Florida, Johannesburg, Sunnyside, and Vaal campuses. And these services, they are provided by qualified, registered personnel, which are counselors, which are registered with the HPCSA, psychologists registered with the HPCSA, administrators who are to counseling principles, because apart from being trained, they are within the counseling department, they are trained, and also our directors and managers, they are all part of the rigorous training and registered with the relevant board, HPCA, in this. So now, counseling services, they've got a different way of doing things, unlike the other departments where you find things are done differently. So don't be surprised, because here we adhere to principle of a group human touch, whereby the person will be sitting next to you, where you can be able to see their emotions. So in this regards, counseling has moved beyond that due to the challenges that we faced with a pandemic of COVID-19 affected the way in which things are done. Then we have got introduced the teletherapy, in a virtual space, using Teams and so on. Yes, I know you may say, you know what, it has got its own challenges. That's true. Confidentiality there is not compromised still if it has got those challenges. We know that. So confidentiality becomes an issue of a day to talk about. That's why this information that we do, when we do it online, it has to be encrypted. That is only me and the end user that need to get that information. In that case, if it's about a document that need to be sent to either to the client and so on, it has to be password protected, and the password won't be sent in the email as the document has been sent via email. It can be sent with another mode, either SMS or WhatsApp, but either way, the only person who has to be a recipient is only the person whose information was supposed to go to. So now that is an issue of visual space, that sometimes because of limited space and the people are far from the services centers, they don't have to worry because they are staying in the remote area. They can consult us so long as they've got data, the smartphone, or even if it's a telephone call. That's why we've got teletherapy. They can call us, then we can give them the assistance as they need. Yes, they've got these challenges that what happens if we're busy discussing and then load shedding happens. Then we always put that priority in mind, that what if this happens, then we keep details of the person in advance and the next of kin, so that if that happens, we make sure that we contact the person, the next of kin, so that the person still become assisted. We have covered everything that is on that area, because we know that happens. Sometimes it's beyond our control. However, we need to put our house in order so that everyone is protected. Our target market, as we have said, is the registered students, which are doing undergraduate and postgraduate. Undergraduate are courses from higher certificate, diploma, and degrees. Those are undergraduate because you haven't graduated as yet. Then when you finish one of those qualifications, or diploma or degree, then you can go to postgraduate. You can't move from a certificate and go to postgraduate. That's a linear. You have to go through one thing to go to the other. And then postgraduate is above the degree or the diploma. That's when you talk about the masters, the BTech, the doctoral, although they were facing them out. Now we've got the post-diploma, post-certificate, and the postgraduate certificate, and the doctoral qualification. Those are the postgraduate. Then these are offered within UNISA, and with that in mind, it's important for that even students are coming from another institution, they might come to UNISA to pursue their postgraduate, because all our qualifications they are offered from a distance. So before you become frustrated or stressed, please consult us so that we can give you relevant information with regards to what to do, so that you might not have a problem with regards to this. Then we also, our other target is the communities and schools and organizations wherein we join them, sometimes we adopt them in such a way that we can fill them with information that can assist them to be able to continue with life, because sometimes we teach them life skills in our workshop and so on. Having said that, there are services, specific services that are offered by our department. Those include career guidance, wherein we help our prospecting students or even our existing students to do a proper career choice, wherein we also include a personal counseling, whereby we are aware that things outside UNISA for the students matters most than things that they find, which is studies and so on. That is, their personal life can affect their emotions, which affect their studies as well. Then we also offer academic counseling, whereby this is a branch within the career counseling, whereby if you are having challenges with your academic, your studies, you're dropping down and so on, then we can assist you with that. Socioeconomic programs, wherein we teach you about financial skills, life skills and such. We assist you with those kind of things. This is very important for one to note, because not only one aspect of your life is considered here. We consider all different aspects of your life. Then we've got student support, wherein we do some workshops which support our students, which are such as time management, study skills, stress management, and exam preparation. Time management is the workshop that has been done today on the 10th. I think if you missed it, you can ask for a link for the video for time management, so that you can be able to manage your time. I think at the end of the program, you're going to get the contact number and contact details for Umuzonya Magasi. That is the person who's responsible for sending you the video for time management. You will then see how to manage your time so that you can have a fruitful year with your studies this year. Then we also have the HTS, which is HIV/AIDS testing and counseling. So these services, they are offered to all registered students and prospective students, even the communities, so that they can be able to live a healthy life and they can understand how that to live, even if they're affected or infected one way or the other. Because this is a times that to become student mentors. And this program of student mentors, it assists other students, whom we call them mentees. Any students who wanted to join, at the end of the presentation, they will send you the link with the different student mentors that you can join. It's advisable that join the student mentors in your faculty, so that they can help you with academic support themselves. Personal counseling, they will refer them to us. And career guidance, they can do that as well. Therefore, in the end, you will get that link, and then please make use of us. Use us to the maximum. Don't wait until the crisis appears, because it might become unmanageable. Now, which are the service mode of this service that I've mentioned? Like I've said before, when we started, we talk about telephonic, email, Microsoft Teams. That is the most used at UNISA and registered one, and most trusted Microsoft Teams, which UNISA can trace who does what and where, with regards to whether the student has been assisted. And we also have Google Meet and social media platforms. We have some other which are unofficial, like the WhatsApp, which are easy and cheaper for students. But use those, these are the one that need to be used. Study skills workshop, which is the workshop that now, which is still coming, which is on the 17th of March 2022, because as I've mentioned to you that the one on the 10th is already been exhausted, but the recording is there for you to use. So therefore you can ask Mutonya Magas to send it to you, the one for the time management. Anxiety and stress management workshop is coming on the 25th of March 2022. That is the other thing that you need to put in consideration. Student mentor program, request for the request mentees, please fill in the form. And then he said, no, I need a mentee, somebody's going to mentor me. This is very interesting because there's no one in life who is an island. You need to get somebody to help you. And you must get somebody who has gone through the road. It's a principle. We know that Moses, the Israelites, if you once heard about it in the Bible, if it's a history to it's fine. But you know that the Moses was taking the Israelites from Egypt to the Canaan, via the desert. So Moses went there first, right? You couldn't take people to the place that he never been to. He knew how tough to work in the desert. So now we don't want you to go alone in the desert of UNISA. So we want you to go with the mentor who will guide you through and work with you, because everybody done that. They have passed their modules. They are now, some of them, majority of them, they are in the 3rd level. Some of them, they are doing their honors, they're postgraduate already, most of them. So these are the people who knows exactly how the journey look like. So it's important for you to utilize them and not wait for the last minute. That can ask and request the video recordings for all the workshops that is going to be done, and even the one that I spoke about, the time management one that has already been done, you can request from her, Yamak. Then there are also my colleagues from Florida. It's Mekwa, you can see his email. The admin there is Adisha, you can see her email there. Johannesburg is Mavua, you can see her email there. The admin is May, you can see his email there. Sunnyside is Dr. Pitswane, you can see Klabe M, it's her email address there. Lala Diksha, Lala is her email there. And the Val agency is Ms. Dipale, you can see her email there. And then her administrator, you can see her email there. Please make use of this thing because it's very important for you to use them. Why? Because if you are in crisis or before the crisis happens, because you might feel them, then it's easier for you to make use of the most available resources which is within your reach. These services, all of them that I've mentioned, like I've said, is free of charge. There's no catch about it. It's free of charge. No one will exhaust money from you. That's the truth that I'm telling you. So make use of those email address, contact them. You can call them via Teams as well. It's free of charge. It uses data. I think UNISA provided with data. You can use that as well. So now we have come to the end of the presentation, but not the end of our lives. Therefore, please fill in the form to get the assistant with the mentoring program. Then at the end of the day, you can consult us. The counselors are there, the admins are there. If you don't know who is who, it's not restricted, or you can consult Sunnyside campus if you want help. But we ask you and we pledge with you, rather consult the nearest UNISA with regards to services. Having said that, I want to thank you very much for listening, for the information that we're providing to us. This information is found in counseling, so feel free to contact us anytime. You can book the counseling service any time of the day. It's up to you to do so. So I thank you for coming through and have a great day. Thank you, and we'll meet again in the next workshop. Thank you. Bye.
That was lovely. Thank you, Mr. Makahane. I can see 2 hands. The first one is Usimpiwe Rudolph Ngwenya. The second one is Buhlebenkosi Lusito Lukele, in that sequence. Yes, you can unmute and answer and ask your question, please. Simpiwe, are you still here? Okay, Ubuhlebenkosi yena.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Simpiwe.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to take this opportunity and greet everyone. Sir, I wanted to ask what happened to the notification that we used to get regarding the MS Teams workshop.
Was it an SMS message or an email, or what kind of a message was it? The SMS.
Oh, an email. Because last year I was notified via email so that I can come and join or attend the class, but then now I can't get any email.
Okay, regarding our workshops.
So I just heard by other colleagues. Yes, regarding the workshops.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do for you, Simpiwe. First things first, I'm sorry you couldn't get that because we did try to forward the invites to as many people as possible. I'll give you my email address so you can give me your details so we can add you. Because next week, Logo, we have a study skills workshop that I believe maybe you might like to be part of, so we can invite you to all our workshops going forward. Is that okay?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay, let me give you my email address so you can
Yes,
just send
sir,
me your details. Okay, it's M for mother.
Okay.
E for echo. I
Yes.
for indica. M for mother.
Okay.
Yes, at unisa.ac.za.
Okay.
Yes. Just send me your details
All
and,
right. Thank you very much,
remind
sir.
me what. Yeah. Thank you, Simpiwe. Thank you for
Thank
your
you very
question.
much, sir.
Thank you. Then we have Ubuhlebenko Silusito Lukele. Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Morning.
Morning.
Yes, I wanted to find out regarding what you call this. I've tried to apply for exemption. So it seems like I don't know, the process is slower or somehow. So I just wanted to find out that does it have maybe a closing date or something for them to respond back to my application?
This is application for exemptions of study units.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So when did you apply? When did you action the initial application? Did you send an email maybe, or what happened? Did you do it online?
Yes, I sent an email. Yes, I did it online, and I sent an email. I can't remember the day, but it was last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll get the relevant contact details for you, and we'll post them on the chat so you can do a follow-up. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can actually find out the process if maybe they have received your application or maybe it went to the wrong place. So what you want to know is, have they received it? How far are they with processing it? Is there something they need from you to process it further?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll get the information for you, and one of my colleagues is gonna post it on the chat. Just keep checking on the chat as we go through the program.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Bushle. The last one I have here, I can accommodate one question, but we're actually out of time. Raboni?
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, and you, Raboni?
I'm fine.
Good, thank you.
I just want to ask, it's now 3 weeks. I have applied for PhD in mathematics. I never got a response from them.
Nothing as yet?
Yes.
Okay, because I know that our colleagues from admissions were here earlier and they posted relevant information to what you need. What I'll do is I'll ask one of them to actually post on the chat the contact details for admissions that deal with M&Ds, then will be assisted. Is that okay?
No problem.
Okay.
I will check on the
Because
chat.
now, because the problem is right now, we just introduced someone from a representative from counseling, and now we are moving to tutorials and academic literacy. So now it's going to be difficult to go back and try to, but we can source out that information for you and put it on the chat so you'll be assisted.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Menir. Okay, let us continue with the program. Next in line, we have our representative from tutorials and academic literacy. She's a regional academic coordinator from the Sunnyside campus. Ms. Musima Tefu will be played a video as well by our technical team. Then we'll be able to pose questions to Ms. Maile and Ms. Tefu afterwards. Thank you.
Good day, UNISA students and colleagues. My name is Musima Tefu 2024, I'm here to make a presentation on behalf of Dr. Smangile Ntuli. Gauteng Region Students Orientation FOL presentation. Online tutorial class. What is a tutorial class? This is a space where tutors and students come together online to engage on content issues of a particular module. What is the aim of this service? To make learning experience easy and exciting, and to support students in their journey through their. How to join tutorial classes. Students must enroll via My UNISA on www.unisa.ac.za. Each student is allowed to register a maximum of 4 time study units or modules available in a center. Tutorials will be offered via an online platform called MS Teams. Recordings will be shared with students after they've been edited. This service is free. Steps on how to enroll for tutorial classes. The student must first log into My UNISA with your student details. Click on My Admin. Click on Students Admin drop-down list. Step 3, you select and enroll for a learning tutor class. Click on Enroll next to the module, then click on the center name. Select your center name and submit. Repeat the process until you select your modules on the list to a maximum of 4 modules. Tutorial schedule or timetable. Classes are normally scheduled on Saturdays between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Weekdays, 4 p.m. to accommodate employed students, or as per tutor and student arrangement, since some students will prefer from 8 in the morning during weekdays. If the tutor is available, the students can continue to have a class. How to access the timetable? You click My UNISA homepage. Step 2, you click on Students and Support and Region. You click on Gauteng Region. You click on Timetables and Schedules, and then you click on the name of the center, for an example, site. The invite link will also be shared on My UNISA email address. So students, you are encouraged to continuously check your My Life email address. Another program that is offered under FOL is Academic Literacies, abbreviated ACALIT. What is Academic Literacies? This is a program where a facilitator guides students on basic and general content as per their study field of study. Students are assisted on how to improve academic reading and writing and how to engage their studies. What is the purpose of the program? It is to equip students with necessary academic skills to become independent students, and also to enable students with the ability to understand academic language used in their specific college or modules. Again, is to equip students with theoretical knowledge for preparation for the labor market. What we do offer in this program for undergraduate students is reading and writing, which is academic reading and writing skills, which includes poetry reading and essays. Quantitative literacy is numeracy skills for students registered for all modules with numbers and calculations. For example, statistics and mathematics. Workshops and one-on-one consultations are offered to students, and students need to book. Postgraduate students. It capacitates students studying honors, postgraduate diplomas, masters, and doctoral degrees with research skills. Workshops for doctoral proposal writing, research methodology, research instruments, sample and sample size, etc. Workshops are offered as scheduled by staff members and the facilitators. One-on-one consultations. Students may book with the facilitator for one-on-one consultations. Facilitators are available weekdays and on Saturdays after hours. How to access the workshops. Workshop schedules are available on My UNISA. You click on My UNISA, click on Student Support and Regions, click on Tutorial Schedules or ACALIT Schedules, and then click on Gauteng and drop down arrow and choose a center and all workshop details will be there. Please see the link below. Who to contact in Sunnyside campus? Sunnyside campus, we've got Ms. M. Tefo, Ms. J. Pressman, Ms. Mahonga, Ms. Mutsonyani, Ms. Kutsie, Ms. Sibia, Ms. Kumbi, and Ms. Mashiani. And attached, you can see their telephone numbers and also their email addresses. We've got another center in Gauteng, which is the VAL Center. The staff that can assist you is Ms. Arngobeni and Mr. Mudibeti. The third center, which also falls under Gauteng, is Ms. Makola. Is Johannesburg with Ms. Makola, Mr. A. Nematendani, Ms. S. Prim, Mr. Jim Pafudi, and Mr. Pofolo. The other center is Florida Science Campus, which is Ms. D. Nyanga, Mr. Cisias, Ms. Pimbata, Mr. A. Makado, Mr. G. Francis, and Ms. P. Mpasani. The Ekurhuleni Center has Ms. L. M. Maile, Mr. H. Mutudi, and Ms. Thank you, colleagues and students, and hope this presentation helps you.
Thank you for that lovely session. That was an informative one. And it allowed us about 5 minutes to add on the 5 minutes that we already allocated for questions and answers. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Ms. Defo. I have 3 hands. I have Antonio Dube, then there's Lungile Tapsile, then there's Kurat Al-Ain. It's actually not complete, but I can only see Kurat Al-Ain. So may they come through in that order, please. Antonio, Lungile, then there's Kurat. Okay, I have a new one. I have Reboni. Reboni, you can unmute.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Reboni.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yeah, I just want to ask, in terms of this consultation or accolade part, do you have a limit of hours to see our tutors?
No, thank you for the question. Ms. Tefo or Ms. Maile from Accolade, I know they are here to respond to you. Just give them a moment.
Good morning, colleagues. Yes, students, we've got a limit of 15 hours per tutorial class per semester. And the academic literacies, we usually hold 3 workshops per week from a minimum of 2 hours to a maximum of 3 hours. Thank you.
Thank you for that, ma'am. I know she hit the nail. She answered you exactly what you wanted to know. Okay, another hand, we have Excellent Ngozi. Who's our guest? Excellent, going once. Okay, Lung, I can see Excellent is here now. Yes, Excellent, you can pose your question. Unmute first. Excellent. Hello?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, Minir. Finally, you're here. I have a feeling you had connection problems. We can hear you. You can pose your question.
No, it's fine, sir. I'm sorted.
Oh, you are sorted. Okay, thank you for that.
Yes.
Excellent. Then we have an Antonio Dube.
Yes, hi, sir. How are you?
I'm well, and you, Antonio?
I'm good, thanks. I wanted to ask about the problem of plagiarism in text 3702. I know it might not be the subject here.
Yes, Antonio.
Yes, so like I managed to register the module this year. I was accused of plagiarism last year, and I managed to re-register the module this year. yet I'm still served with the disciplinary hearing. I don't know, I don't understand what's going on.
Now, until you understand that plagiarism is a serious offense, especially at a university.
Yes.
Yes. I'm hoping one of my colleagues will be able to respond to you. But from what I know, with plagiarism, after you have been charged, usually you do get an opportunity to enroll for the module again. But let me check if one of my colleagues can actually respond to this appropriately. Just give me a moment.
Please.
Yes, Chair, through you. We've had quite a lot of inquiries with regards to this issue of students having received communication about plagiarism and everything. But we've sent it to the assessment section, but their response was that with the online examinations, a whole lot of things is looked at. For instance, I'll just make an example. It's just a random example. A student needs to be alone. There needs to be no noises that feeds onto the app when the student is writing. Now, when for instance, you are sitting at home and you are writing your exam, somebody goes past your window and they are shouting, the app picks that up as a noise that is happening. So what they do is they then flag that examination and then investigate. Investigating includes listening carefully if that type of noise has anything to do with what the student is writing about and whatnot. So unfortunately, if there is something that the section still needs to investigate on, then it will be listed as a possible case of plagiarism or something, or any other transgression that has to do with examinations. But their response was that on the app, we cannot be able to assist the students as the middleman in this case. On the app, there are contact details that the students need to make a follow-up if they find themselves in one of those situations where the mark come back as 0, for instance, or there's a comment of a possible transgression, examination transgression, and then they do a follow-up, and then each case is investigated separately. Unfortunately, we cannot assist from the student administration section, but the response has always been that there are email addresses, there are specific individuals that are advertised actually on the app when the student is writing, that if you have an inquiry with regards to this, even on the communication that is sent to the student directly, there are contact details that if you want further information with regards to what we are communicating to you, you need to contact this particular person. And that's the only way that the student can get assisted. I know of some students who have been assisted where they contacted those, they use those contact details, and then after investigations, then the marks were released and whatnot. So I would advise that the student will actually look at the communication, and then there has to be a contact person for that specific module. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Can I elaborate further on this matter?
I'll be honest with you. At this stage, it's actually not the correct platform, unfortunately. But like Mr. Ndlangisa said, you need to contact your responsible lecturer directly so you can be assisted. I hope I make sense.
I did that, but then there was no assistance that I got. I even went to the campus, Florida. That's when I even managed to re-register the module so that I will redo it again. And I've been doing it. And then today I was served with what you call a notice of attending the disciplinary hearing. So I'm really confused as to what is happening, because the lecturer I spoke to her.
Well,
and she didn't. Okay, yes, Babundlangi, sir.
Yes, in that case, I think that will actually be your platform, because when it comes to the disciplinary hearing, the assessment section will present their case, which is why they came to the conclusion that they came to, and then you'll be given a chance to present your case. That will be the best platform for you to actually present your case, and then a decision will be taken from there.
Okay. Yeah, but then now what's gonna happen with what you call the module? Like right now, as I'm writing assignments, what's gonna be happening? Because I'm already registered for this module. I'm already redoing it.
Okay, let's look at the best case scenario. If,
Yes.
for instance, on that hearing you are cleared, you are found to have not made any transgression with regards to examination, then you can your mark will be released, and the best case scenario is that if you have passed the module, then you can come back to student administration. We can cancel the module that you are registered for, and then your money that you have paid towards that module will be refunded to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Babundlangi, sir. I know Antonio has been heard. Students and colleagues, I have come to the end of my part in this program in relation to directing it. I will be listening in, I will be participating, of course. And now I'll be calling my colleague that I did mention earlier, that she'll be taking us from the second half of the program until the finish line. So she'll be continuing with the program, and let's show her all the love and
Hello.
respect, and listen to what she says. Sharon, yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, through you, Chairperson. I'm sorry, Sharon. I'm sorry. Just before I forget, I've just got a call from my colleague here, Lala Diksha, with regards to the POPI Act. Apparently, we are not supposed to be publishing our student numbers here as students, but Miss Lala Diksha is going to give an email address where if you have an issue with the study material, you can send your student number there. Then she will forward that to me, and then I will look into it, and then I will respond to each and every one of you, because some of your study materials, because I can, it's just is sitting here. Some is sitting at the post office. I can confirm that we have more than 2,000 parcels that are sitting here, and we've been sending SMSs. So if you have a problem with your study material, you send your student number to that email address, and then we'll look into it, perhaps before the end of business today, or maybe the Monday and Tuesday, if depending on the volumes of people who send their student numbers. Thank you.
Thank you, Babundlangi, sir. I hope everyone has heard that. And I'm guilty of that as well, because I was asking for cell phone numbers here. The POPI Act. Like I was saying, I'm introducing my colleague, Sharon Tebele. Ms. Tebele is one of our administrators from the VAL. She'll be continuing with our program. Sharon, welcome, and have fun. Thank you.
Obviously, I love the energy. I love the energy you provide in the space. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much for taking us through from morning up until this time. You can go get a glass of water. As you have heard, that we need to adhere to POPI Act, no sharing of personal information. That includes your student number, your cell phone numbers in the chats. The chair has provided an email address in the chats where you can send through the queries that you have, including the information, your personal information, directly to that email, which is now in the chats. Let's continue with our program for the day. You might have noticed that throughout the day, we've been having video presentations, except an opening welcome. But now we're gonna have a live presentation by one of our own from Student Funding Office, which this will address the NSFAS queries that have been coming up, the funding queries, financial queries that have been coming up in the chat, and maybe it will ease the frustrations. Ms. Maupe Penyanya, can you please take the floor, ma'am? Is she amongst us?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you, Program Director. I would like to welcome the students, and hopefully this will be a fruitful session. And I will take the questions after the presentation, like any other speakers has done so. Without any waste of time, I will just share my presentation. I don't know if colleagues, you can be able to see my presentation.
Yes, you can see it.
Once again, my name is Maupe Penyanya, and I'm working in student funding. Student funding is where we deal with all different fundings to fund the student for their studies. In student funding, we administer different types of funding. It can be funding from government institutions or even private companies. But the biggest funding that we've got is NSFAS, and I think most of the students are benefiting from NSFAS, and they might have a lot of questions around NSFAS. I will start by explaining the process, how NSFAS work, how to apply for NSFAS. The applications that are done online on NSFAS website, the website is www.nefsas.org.za. Applications that open yearly, not per semester, but yearly, around September for the following year intake. Students are advised to please make sure when they go to the official website, NSFAS website, to do the application. The first step of the application process, it will be creating a NSFAS profile. By creating a NSFAS profile, we basically mean you'll be having a profile like you'll normally have, like it's kind of a my UNISA type of a thing, but that profile will only be specifically dealing with your NSFAS funding. You will be requested to create a username and password, and then upload your ID, certified copy of the ID, then your profile will be created. Please note, after creation of the profile, you have not applied yet until you log on your profile and go there and complete the actual application. And then that actual application will also be required to upload supporting documents for the application. Students, the NSFAS students, they don't need to sign the NBA anymore. As you should have seen last year, 2020, 2021, there was no confirmation or request to sign the NBA anymore. Automatically, when the student applies, that part of signing in of the NBA is included on part of the application process. Which documents are required to apply for NSFAS? The applicant's ID, meaning the student's ID copies of parents. When we talk about ID copies of parents, it's only for those students who are not yet independent. What I mean by not independent, the students who are not employed, meaning they are still depending on their parents for their survival. We will need the proof of income. If the student is employed, it will be the proof of income for the student. But if the student is not employed, then it will be the proof of income for the parents. NEFSAS does also cater for the student with disabilities. And then for those students, they also assist them with the assistive devices to ensure that the student have got easier way with their studies. When we talk about assistive devices, we are talking about maybe you might find that the student is deaf, they will need the hearing aids. That's another type of assistive device. But for those students, when they do the NEFSAS application, they will still follow exactly the very same steps as the normal students. The only difference is they will need to download the Disability Annexure 1A, and it must be completed and submitted when they do their online application. What does NEFSAS cover at UNISA? NEFSAS pays for the students' study fees. And when I mean study fees, I mean with the registration as well. But please note, with regards to the registration, at times you might find that the approval from NEFSAS comes way after the closing date for registration. Sometimes it will be advisable for students to pay their registration fees while they wait for the outcome of NEFSAS application that they did. And then there's also prescribed books allowance that's given to the students. The maximum per year for that allowance is 5,200. But please note, 5,200, you'll only receive it full amount if you are registered 5 modules or more for the year. Say, for example, I'm registered for 3 modules. Then the prescribed books allowance will be calculated at 600 per module. So automatically, if I'm registered for 3 modules, I'll get the 1,800. Then maybe second semester when it comes, when I add more modules, that's when we are going to top up the book allowance. And then the students, they also receive the subsistence allowance. And I know most of the students, they refer it to living allowance, others they refer it to monthly allowance, is still the same one. Student only qualifies to get this allowance only if they have registered 10 modules for the year. The amount is 2,900 for the year, which is payable in 290 monthly. So which basically means I register 5 modules first semester. I don't qualify for the living allowance. But the moment second semester, I come back and register the 5 modules for second semester, they will add with first semester, they will be 10. So automatically my living allowance is going to kick in second semester, and then we'll backdate the student for the months from February up until, say, for example, we start to process the living allowance in July. So with the first payment to be paid to the student, it will be the 290s from February to July. Then the rest of the months, they will receive it in 290 monthly. NEFSAS at UNISA does not cover meals, accommodation, traveling allowances, because UNISA is a distance learning. Courses that are not funded by NEFSAS. Postgraduate qualification, your honors, your masters, your postgraduate diplomas, they are not funded. NDP modules. NDP modules only are those modules that you register. Maybe you want to bridge for another course, or maybe you just do the modules aside, not registered under a specific course. Those are not funded. Higher certificates, only F10s, but now there's a debate that is going to change this year because they're updating the policies to cover every student who is currently studying on higher certificate and who is qualifying. Another one that is not covered by NEFSA's colleagues is the short programs from the short learning programs. Those are not covered by NEFSA's at all. Returning students, please note that your registration will be finalized strictly upon the approved list that we receive from NEFSA's. The 2021 academic results has been sent to NEFSA's, and then currently we are waiting for the funder to provide us with more lists. We've already received other students, but it's not the complete list of students that we receive for the returning. And then those students as well, we've already registered their modules because we've got their approval, the pre-approval from NEFSA's. Also note that for the student who's returning, meaning they were funded in 2021, moving over to 2022. What will happen is NEFSA's will check if ever they've managed to pass the 50% of the module that were registered. They will also check if the students have reached their N+2 role, meaning how long has the student been studying. And can I please also include that with the N+2, they don't check only the number of years that you've been funded by NEFSA's. They will also check all the years that you have studied, irrespective you were funded by NEFSA's or not. And then on top of that as well, that you need to kind of know is when they count the years. Say, for example, I started maybe to study 2020 second semester. To NEFSA's, they don't count half a year. They don't have half a year. They will count that 2020 as say 2020 academic year student has been studying. NEFSA's will also check if the household income have not changed. Appeals, the students who are not approved by NEFSA's, they are given an opportunity to appeal. Please note from 2022, all appeals that are supposed to be submitted on the students' NEFSA's profiles. We don't accept any appeals by email, or there's no appeals that can be submitted at the campuses at all. I know previous years for returning students, they used to submit the appeals at the campuses. So all the appeals must be submitted on the NEFSA's profiles. And on top of that, please note that only students who qualifies for the appeal, they will only have that appeal slot or the appeal link on their profiles. Automatically, if that appeal slot or the appeal link is not there, it basically means you don't qualify for the appeal. If the student is doing the appeal, it's also advisable for them to pay registration fee so that they can get their modules activated, because the outcome for the appeal will only become available after the closing date of registration. All the supporting documents of the appeal as well should be submitted on the profile. The other undergraduate funding that you've got the funding from Department of Social Development, which are for social workers, and you apply directly with social development, and then they open the application yearly around September. We've got Funza Lushaka for the students who are studying education. They apply online on Funza Lushaka website, www.funzalushaka.doe.gov.za. The Funza Lushaka open the application yearly in October. Should the student apply for Funza Lushaka bursary, is also advisable for them to pay registration fee, because normally for the new student to apply for Funza Lushaka, the outcome of that bursary will only be available after registration has closed. Postgraduate bursaries, We've got the honors bursaries, we've got masters and doctoral bursary, we've got NRF. NRF we apply directly with NRF, and then once it's approved, they can send the approvals, the approval back to UNISA, and then other admin processes will follow. Honors bursary and masters and the PhD bursary, those are UNISA funds, and then the students apply directly with UNISA on my UNISA, and then that's where you do the application. When we distribute our allowances, we use a service provider called IntelliMoney. IntelliMoney, we send the money to them, then the IntelliMoney will allocate cards to the students. Those cards will be collected at Vanskyk bookstores. Once that funds are ready for the students, please note IntelliMoney will send the student SMSs with a PIN for the card. So when they collect the card, they've got the PIN. The student as well, they can also update their details or reset the pins on the IntelliMoney website. Student at times will be requested to update the banking details on the IntelliMoney website. Those are the students maybe who have applied for refunds or who are supposed to get the refunds, and only those students who paid the registration fee out of their own pocket, we need to refund them back once they are approved by NEFSAS. Please note when it comes to the refund, unfortunately, say for example, now is March, you have paid registration in February. Now in March, you get the approval that NEFSAS is funding you. Automatically, what will happen is we cannot process the refund immediately there. We have to wait for NEFSAS to pay the university. That's when we can be able to refund back the students. IntelliMoney contacts are there as well. Please note currently, we have not loaded any IntelliMoney allowances for NEFSA students. The reason being, once we have finalized the registration for the students, the registration data is sent to NEFSAS. NEFSAS will go through those registration and confirm to say they agree they are going to pay UNISA the X amount of money. And then once we get that approval, that's once we can be able to process and distribute the allowances to the students. For any inquiries, please send your inquiries to dsfnefsas@unisa.ac.za. Thank you so much. I will take questions from here.
Right, thank you so much, for such an eye-opening presentation. Because in most cases, students will assume that the creation of an account, a NSFAS account with application, and it's not. So thank you for that as well. Before we take any questions, I will need to re-emphasize the issue of protection of personal information as being the law, because I can see some students are still sharing their details in the chats. Please help us not to breach that law. If you have any queries regarding study material, any other inquiries, teacher has shared an email address in the chat. Please send your inquiry on that chat and it will be addressed to you. I've got 6 hands. Let's start with Kia Betty. Kia Betty, can unmute. Gabby, are you there? We can go to the next person. Actually, person. You can unmute. We're losing excellent. Is it Faith? Okay, Faith.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, ma'am. I have a question. I paid my registration fee at the beginning of the year because the NSFAS portal was giving us problems. So I paid my own registration fee. And now my status says waiting for valid registration data from my institution. And I'm a bit confused because now UNISA sent me an about my outstanding fees, whereas I'm funded by NSFAS. So I need to know what's going to happen. How long is it going to take for them to send my information to NSFAS to receive funding?
Okay. Faith, thank you for the question. Ms. Payne, will you be able to answer?
Yes, I can answer that one. Firstly, with regards to the amount that the student has paid at the beginning of the year, if ever the student is successfully funded and then we get the money from NSFAS, we will be able to refund the student back. With regards to the outstanding fees, that one, it will all depend on why is the student owing the fees. We need to go and check, is it the money that we are still expecting to receive from NSFAS? Is it the money that's been owing maybe is due to the other extra charges like cancellation fees, supplementary fees, remarking, those other extra charges? They are not covered by the student, by NSFAS. Instead, the student has to pay for those. Another thing as well that we'll also check is if ever those fees are from a previous year, we need to determine, did the student accumulate that debt when funded by NSFAS or not? Because say, for example, the debt is coming from 2020, for example, and I was not funded by NSFAS in 2020, which basically means that debt is supposed to be paid by the student, not NSFAS. So for the student to get the clarity as to what is happening with that outstanding fees, I will advise maybe she can send the email to the dsf-nefsas@unisa.ac.za. They'll be able to check for the student and advise how come the student is still owing the fees.
Okay, ma'am, but I'm doing my first year and I've been sending emails to the UNISA NSFAS team and I haven't gotten a response.
Okay, can I maybe share my email address? I will just type it on the chat box now. And then from there, you can just pop me an email, then I will be able to check.
All right, thank you so much. Excellent. Are you answered, Faith? You good?
Yes, ma'am, all good.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to take one question from the chat from Rakomo, who says that I would like to understand the part where NSFAS funds for the books. Year modules, will NSFAS fund my books every year, or that funding will be once until I finish my course?
With the money for the books, obviously, if ever the student is approved for this year, for next year, the other year, obviously the student will receive the book allowance each and every year, depending on the number of modules that they've registered. Like I explained, 600 per module for the first 4. From 5 above, the student will be getting 5,200. So the 5,200 is the maximum for 1 year. So if next year they're still approved, they will be recalculated and awarded other fund, the allowance for 2023 as well, based on the amount of module registered.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Nalgara. But can I take 2 more hands for you? Good. Can I have Jonita Maluti? I hope I'm pronouncing your name. My apologies if I'm not. Please unmute. Janita Maluti, are you there? Okay, in the absence, can I have Mushwana Mavis? Please unmute, or you're already unmuted. You can continue.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. My problem is I can't view. I don't know the status. I don't know my NSFAS status. I've been trying to check my status, but I can't. So I don't know if I'm being approved or not. And I have the outstanding fees that I have to pay. That is due on 31st of March. So can I be assisted?
Ms. Pengenge, are you able to respond?
Yes, I'll respond to that. Firstly, what I would like to advise is the student should always try to log on their profiles, because the status will be reflecting on their profiles. And even if the student is rejected and supposed to appeal, they are going to be able to see it on their profiles. I know recently there has been some issues with the NEFSA system when it comes to logging on, because you normally tell the students that there's a huge traffic, so they can't log in. Normally with that, we always advise the student to keep on trying it, even at the middle of the night and stuff like that. Most of the students are able to log in, because during the day, it's just a huge traffic happening on NEFSA system. On our side, unfortunately, even if you can visit our offices to check your statuses, we cannot see your status. The only thing that we can be able to assist with, we can be able to see if we've already received your approval from NEFSAS for 2022 or not. So automatically, if we haven't received the approval from NEFSAS, it can only mean two things or three things. Let me say three things. It's either your application is still in progress, you have been rejected, and then you have to see if ever they are allowing you to appeal or not. Or thirdly, you might find that you have been recently been approved. They are still in the process of sending the approval to you, UNISA. So in short, I will advise, if ever you're still struggling, even after that, also try to contact NEFSAS as well. Then they can be able to check their status on their site. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Pengenge. One last question from the chat, and then we'll proceed to the next speaker. Janita finally sent her question. She says, it has been brought to my attention that UNISA has not yet sent confirmation to NSFAS regarding my registration for me to be able to get funding for this year. Please assist. What can be done?
With regards to the registration data that's supposed to be sent to NEFSAS, please note that you might be approved as per your status on NEFSAS profile, but when your approval has not yet received by UNISA, that registration template, we cannot send it as yet, because we need to get the approval. Then once we get the approval, that's when we capture the student on our site. That's when we draw the registration detail and send to NEFSAS. And then please note, while we are still on that awaiting registration data from the institution, we will only be able to send once everything we've done everything on our site to NEFSAS. And remember, that status will still be stuck up there for quite a while until NEFSAS, they confirm the registration on their site and come back to UNISA. That's where the status will change at NEFSAS site. So automatically, if ever the student currently, we've got the approval, they still have to wait for NEFSAS to confirm back to us before the status can change. Hopefully I'm making sense.
Yes, I'm hoping that Janita understands very well. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut the hands short, but please do post your questions in the chat box. All those questions will be compiled, responses will be sent to you after the workshop, hopefully. Ms. Mia, thank you so much for your time. I will move to the next speaker from the Student Retention Unit on the program named First Year Experience Program. from the Mecklenburg campus, Ms. Zianda Febana. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I am Zianda Febana, a student success practitioner at the Student Retention Unit. And today I'll be taking you through the roles and services of the Student Retention Unit. The Student Retention Unit has a program that is focused on ensuring a successful first-year experience. This program we'll call the FYE, and that stands for the first-year experience. What is the first-year experience? The first-year experience program aims to provide extended support to students entering UNISA for the first time. We do this by providing essential information during the crucial points in the student journey. We therefore devised the following programs to ensure that we are always interacting with students and making sure that they are supported throughout their first year of study. We have the FYE support site, we have the FYE MOOCs, the FYE broadcast, FYE in communication, and also our mailbox. In this slide, I'll be taking you through how to navigate the FYE support site. To get access to the site, please go to www.unisa.ac.za. Click on My UNISA. You'll log in using your username and password. Once logged in, click on My Modules 2022. Please see the picture that will appear on your screen. After that, once the page opens, see the screencast, you will click on My Module. So once this page opens, you will then click on My Module. Once you are on My Module, you will then click on FYE Support Staff. The welcoming page will then open. Scroll down and interact with the resources that are available for you. You might ask what these resources are. Certainly, let's get into that. This website was created to bridge the gap between students, academic staff, and also administrative staff by providing you information related to online student orientation. The online student orientation is a web-based student orientation that you can also visit. In addition to the virtual orientations that were held via YouTube videos. So if you need more information in terms of how to access services and support, you can always go to our online student orientation. This information is saved for you and you can visit at any intervals of your study. Also on the support site is support services that are available to all UNISA students. This includes all first year related information on various services provided to first time entering students. The website is updated on a regular basis to ensure that we give you the best information available for you so you have a successful journey. This is what the welcoming page on our website looks like, and also our support site. It says UNISA First Year Journey. We also have our FYE broadcasts. These are live broadcasts or pre-recorded broadcasts that are also on our YouTube channel. So please go on YouTube and search for Student Retention Unit. You will find that the banner looks like this. Again, UNISA First Year Journey. Please find this YouTube channel, subscribe and like the content that is there because it is specially developed for you to ensure that you always have information that will support you throughout your academic journey. The SRU hosts regular broadcasts on various topics that's related to your first year of studies. These topics include time management skills, learning how to navigate My UNISA, library services. We also have information and videos there on how to prepare for your assignments and exams. how to access e-tutors. We also have other interesting topics that include taking care of your wellness and how to cope as an ODEL student. These topics are broadcasted with academics, our support staff, and professional guest speakers who are professional in their field of studies. I will share a screenshot of some of the videos that you will find on this YouTube channel. As you can see, it is portfolio assessment. We also focus on how to create and format your assignments. We also have using MS Excel for basic data analysis. We also have academic literacy broadcasts and how to build your mental strength. So please do go to the student retention channel and access these videos as they are specifically developed for you to ensure a successful journey at UNISA. As I said, transitioning from a different institution or even high school can be overwhelming. At the student retention unit, we send out emails at different intervals to make sure that you always feel supported and that you never feel alone. These emails cover various topics such as preparing for your assessment and assignments, how to prepare for exam, what student support services is available to you. And because we know that being one student at an ODL institution as big as UNISA, you might feel overwhelmed. And therefore, we send out motivation messages to ensure that you never feel alone on your academic journey. Please make sure that you claim your My Life email address to receive the FYE emails. The emails are sent out to My Life email address after registration. And lastly, we have our FYE mailbox where you can email us at fye@unisa.ac.za. What the student retention team does is that it receives the queries. It will then make the necessary referrals. We do this by contacting the relevant colleges, the lecturers, and departments. And as a response, we will either respond with a referral or an answer to your query. Please make sure that when you do send us an email, make sure that you provide your contact details. Make sure you provide all the information necessary for a speedy response. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to your 2022 academic year and thank you for joining us today. And we as the SRU team wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Actually, it's very interesting to know that pre-recorded videos help you when you forget, especially with academic literacy and everything. Ms. Fiona is on our list to come and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for such an insightful presentation, Ms. Febana. I want to take questions now. Let me see. Scrolling down the list. I'm not sure whether those are historical hands from Gabetsy. Okay, I'll take excellent. The floor is yours. Excellent. Are you there? All right, let's go to the next one. Sapo Lebisi. Sapo, are you there? I'm not sure that they're having connectivity challenges, but let's move to the chat box in that case. One question from Cornelius says, as a first year, why do some students get workshop links to a module and others do not? Ms. Rebana, are you with us to respond, or I'll give it to the floor to our colleagues?
Hi there. Hi, Sharon. Good morning, everyone. I am here. It is Zianda. Can you please repeat your question? Why do some students get access to?
Okay. Let me just as a first Yeah. Why do some students get workshop links, like receive workshop links to a module, and others do not?
Okay, I'm not sure what the cause of that is, because we do send out, as we all know of the POPI Act, we do request to work in connection with ICT, and we send invitations via ICT to send these workshop links on your my UNISA or my live email address. So if the student has not received any links so far, can they please drop us an email so we can make sure that they do get access to these links. But also, as I said, these workshops that we do host as the first year experience are also on YouTube. So if they miss out or did not get a link, please feel free to go to our student retention YouTube, and you'll find that all of the workshops are recorded and saved there for any time access for students. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for the clarity. I hope you answered Cornelius. If any queries arise, you can simply post them in the chat box. Before we continue, there is going to be questions posted by my colleagues in the chat, or either will pop up on your screen. Please just fill it in and just submit. It's just a poll question. You just click it and then submit, and as well as the evaluation. Thank you so much. I'm going to take questions as well from Emily. Emily, please unmute. Okay, let's move to Mavis. Mavis, please unmute and ask your question. Okay, let's move to Tsepelebisi once more. Okay, these are historical hands. If any question arises from Ms. Fivana, please post it in the chat as well. It will be addressed at a later stage. Without any waste of any time, I would like to request a colleague from the Department of Communications and Marketing, Ms. Obakengi Mukamagi, our Communication Marketing Officer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There are a few ways that you as a student can get access to all our events, workshops, classes, and etc. I will start by showing you how to navigate to our region's webpage. There you'll find our homepage. So firstly, you will go to the UNISA website, unisa.ac.za, and then click on My UNISA, either at the top here or right in the bottom there. And then you will click on Learner Support and Regions and navigate to Gauteng Region. And this is our homepage. On the left frame, you'll find all the different links. The homepage, about our service offerings, timetables and schedules, and so forth. Our service offerings, it's all the information that you've heard about throughout the session this afternoon from our different presenters. So as you scroll right through, you'll find that there's different links and so forth. You can just read all of that, click on the different links to just have information at hand. About us, it will just cover just the stuff about the center, and timetables and schedules. That's where the tutorial class schedules are listed for the different centers. So depending on which center you're enrolled at, you'll look at the timetables listed out here. And you can just download our e-brochure. It will have all the information that was spoken about today. So you can download it by saving onto your computer by clicking on the save button, and you'll have access to those for the rest of the year. It's just all the stuff that we had done for last year. So you can look at that, all the events and everything that were done. And then another way to get access to our events and everything is by liking us on Facebook. So if you've got your smartphone, you can scan the QR code, or you can simply go onto your Facebook and then type in UNISA Gauteng Region and just like our page, and you'll also find very valuable information on there This is how our page looks like. So once you've liked it, you'll be able to get access to everything that is posted there, and you'll be able to attend events and check out tutorial schedules, as well as the counseling events and workshops. Another way of getting hold of us is by going to our YouTube channel. What you can do, you can go to YouTube and just type in the UNISA Gauteng Region and subscribe to our channel, and also view all the different videos that are available.
Right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that quick and brief, straight to the point presentation. Any questions for Ms. Bakenge? If you have a network connectivity challenge, just post it in the chat, and then we'll be able to read out loud. Please remember to fill out the questions that are posted in the chat by my colleagues, Diksha. It will either pop up on your screen or it will be visible in the chat. Just read it out loud and tick and then submit. Simple as that. Please help us by filling out those 4 questions. Without any further ado, in the absence of any questions, let me check out the hands first before we proceed. These are historical hands, I'm guessing. Okay, it's a new hand. Excellent. Please unmute and ask your question. Excellent, going once. Okay, sold. Junita Maluta, please unmute. All right, these are all historical hands. All right, let's have the last presentation from our regional SFC chairperson, Mr. Siyabonga Lushaba. The Q&A, which will be assisted by Ramokwetana and Mr. Lushaba as well. Mr. Lushaba, the floor is yours.
Greetings, colleagues, all the relevant stakeholders of UNISA Greater Johannesburg, but mostly more than anyone else, the UNISA student populace of Johannesburg. I welcome you all. Greetings on behalf of the SRC. My name is Siyabonga Lushaba, the current chairperson of the Regional Student Representative of Johannesburg. In total, we have 9 portfolios. Those are my colleagues which I was inaugurated with 2021. We'll start with the portfolio of the chairperson, which is led by myself, Mr. Siyabonga Lushaba. I'll come with the portfolio of the deputy chair, which is led by Ms. Chantel Furen. And I'll move on to the portfolio of the regional secretary, which is led by Ms. Batobile Simelane. The portfolio of the regional deputy secretary, which is led by Ms. Portia Khaje. The portfolio of the regional treasurer, which is led by Spamandla Kumete. The portfolio of education and training officer, which is led by Ms. Lisa Homasha. Portfolio of sports and culture, which is led by Mrs. Anelisi Siotula. The portfolio of undergraduate which is led by Mr. Bayanda Ngwana, the portfolio of postgrad, which is led by Mr. Victor. I want to take this opportunity and welcome each and every student of UNISA Greater Johannesburg Region in this new academic year 2022, and encourage all of you, the new students and the returning students, to work very hard so we can achieve what we came here for in the first place, which is to get our qualifications. It won't be an easy road. It will be a bumpy and rough road, but always remember that our doors are and will always remain open for all students of UNISA in Greater Johannesburg. We are here for you, and also note that our duty as the SRC is to assist you as much as we can, but we are not magicians. We will make sure that we respond to your emails, we answer your phone calls during the day though, not at night. We urge all the students of UNISA Greater Johannesburg to use all the resources at your disposal, such as UNISA Facebook page, My UNISA announcements, read posters on notice boards around the campuses of our centers. Have study groups so you can assist each other. I must caution the new ones that UNISA needs you to be disciplined with the schoolwork because the year moves very fast. In 2 months' time, we'll be writing our exams. We must get ready. And the returning students know very well the challenges that we face during exam period, such as the system crashing due to large number of students submitting that time or accessing the UNISA site. Let's utilize libraries, computer labs, study centers, so we can be able to push our schoolworks. There's a lot I can talk about, but due to the time allocated to me, I would like to wish you all the best for this new academic year. Study hard, smart, and get those qualifications. There is a quote by Jim Trills, which reads as follows, I quote, "A nation that does not read much does not know much. And a nation that does not know much is more likely to make poor choices in the home, the marketplace, the jury box, and the voting booth. And those decisions ultimately affect the entire nation, the literate and the illiterate." Close quote. As UNISANS, the University of the Land, let's make education fashionable. With those words, I would like to say, uzoyithola kanjani hlele khonini, aluta continua, mandla. I thank you.
That was our regional SRC chairperson, Mr. Shaba. Yeah, I got the last part. I got it. In our midst, we've got Mr. Victor and Mr. Lushaba, who will be able to take any questions from the floor. I do have a hand, Ms. Matabela Zizile. Please ask a question. Let me just yes, please unmute and ask your questions.
My question is, how do we register on the model? I just wanted to know if it was answered. Maybe I missed it. I'm not sure because I'm also having a challenge with AUE 2602, the module, to access the material and everything. Because when it's asking for your site, I don't know which site must I type, and they also ask for scan QR code. I don't know which one to use because I did download the app on my site, but I have not yet logged in. Last time when I tried, it was asking for my login details. I thought that a UNISA site was down by that time, so I'm not sure if the issue of not being able to access the other modules is been resolved.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Zizila. I'm not sure if whether Mr. Lucas is still with us in the midst. Maybe he can assist in providing clarity.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lucas Rampe. But it can be compiled together with other questions that Addison have already posted, and then we direct it unless one of our colleagues on the floor is able to give you clarity on that. Colleagues? Unfortunately, I'm getting silence. Okay, Mrs. Zile, please type in the question in the chat, and then it will be attended to and send it to you. And as well, yeah, thank you so much for your patience as well. Can I remind you one last time to please, students, please fill out the poll questions that pops up on your screen, either pops up on your screen or it's sent on the chat. It's just, it won't even take 5 seconds. You just tick and submit, tick and submit. Okay, we have a question from Norma Pondomise. Please ask your question. Let me just, yeah, please ask your question. And don't forget to unmute. Norma Pondomise, you are unmuted. Please ask your question. All right. Maybe she's okay. There we go. Please ask your question. You're muted again. You're muted. Try and unmute. There we go. Please ask. No response. Any other questions? Okay, let me check the chats. Yes, Victor, please ask your question.
Oh, thank you, Chairperson of the session. My name is Victor Makwetsana. I'm the postgrad officer within the region of Johannesburg. Yes, I saw, I'm not having a question, I've got a response, I guess. There's a question of how one can join the SRC. I saw one of the students posing a question of that kind. So I thought we need to respond to that. Students, they need to note that recognition of structures, it's open until the 31st of March. They can liaise with the ETO, which happens to be Miss Lesego Masha within the region of Johannesburg. They can visit any center. We will assist them with recognition and the response and the requirements of recognition of structures. Also, one, if is interested in being a student leader, he or she can join any organization. It can be a college structure or it can be a political structure within the University of South Africa that is recognized within the institution. Yes, so for any information, they can visit our SRC offices in the respective campuses. In Florida, we are in 4th floor, Tswelopele building. In Johannesburg, we are in 9th floor. The protection service, they can direct them where we are. Because currently we haven't got anyone in Val, but we are liaising with the students online. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Victor, for that kind of information that is very vital to our student as well. In the absence of any questions to you, student structures, I would like to ask one of our own, Head of Counseling, Dr. Annie Pitswane, to give us our vote of thanks, because we have eventually come to the end of the session. Dr. Pitswane, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for chairing this session, as well as Monwabisi. That was good. Yes, I think we might say that it is long, but there is a need for us to be able to share information the best way we know possible with our students. And before I go further, there was a question that our orientation came later in the month of March. There was an earlier orientation, the 14th and the 15th of February, where students were invited. And let me reiterate, the university communicates with students only on their My Life account, not on their personal email. So at times when you don't get information from the university, it might mean that you might be not checking your My Life account, hence you are missing some of the information from us. When you will be checking your assignments, your results, everything, communication from our side is through your Life account. Otherwise, you are going to miss lots of things. So the orientation that we are having now, we are only trying to inform you of the services that we are offering as Gauteng Region. The orientation that we had earlier, it was basically for the whole UNISA at large, with the colleges involved. And again, you need to check orientation from different departments. Psychology will be having their orientation again on the 29th of March. Accounting, they had their orientation. Case, which is agriculture, they have had their orientation. Education, also college, they have had their orientation. And other colleges, apparently, they are still coming. So we are doing these orientations separately so that we may have enough time to be able to engage with people relevant in relevant departments. Having said that, I think I might have tried to address some of the questions that people had that were not addressed. Okay, secondly, I saw there are some questions that were unable to be addressed on the chat. We as counseling unit, we are trying to collate all the questions so that we will be able to send them to relevant people who are from different units and ensure that they do respond to your questions. We pride ourselves, of course, to ensure that students are taken care of. So please feel free to keep on throwing in the questions. We'll collate your questions and send them to relevant persons. Okay, having said that, we don't want to waste your time because we do not have data. And there was a question again on data. We are unable to answer that question, but we have seen that students did not receive data this month as well as staff. So ICT is still working on that issue. They will inform you relevantly. They will send in communication and indicate why students haven't received data. But previously, data used to be sent to students when they are closer to their exam time, which might be the case again this year. I don't have 100% information on that. That will do for now. Okay, yeah, in appreciation to this event, to the people who made this event to be possible, one of our student counselor who is always behind ensuring that the events take place, Ms. Mama Shumabua, we really appreciate you with your team, with your administrative team. You have done a wonderful job. Pat yourself at the back. There will always be challenges here and there, but of course, when challenges are there, when people complain, that's where we learn. Because if we do not complain, if we do not get any criticisms, we would not be able to grow and learn. You have done a wonderful job from me, of course, being your head. I really appreciate you and your team. And generally, I'm going to thank everybody the presenters who were here today, our acting DD, Mr. Mbuke, our student administration officer, Ms. Mbonane, who was together with Mr. Ndlangisa, and Mr. Nivesh Ramdath from Ekuruleni, the library services, Ms. Dama Picheng, tutorial officer, Ms. Tefo, the NESFAS rep, Ms. Penya, who's always with us, and from the first year experience, Ms. Febana, communication officer, Ms. Obakeng, and our SRC reps who were here. We really appreciate your time to have been with us. We thank you, and I think you have touched lives. You have made a difference to the students who are coming to our space for the first time. And students, we have left our contacts. We will also post the recordings on the chat and send to your emails those who have the My Life account. You will get the recordings, you'll get the contacts, and please don't feel alone in this journey as you study with UNISA. On that note, let me thank everybody for being here. We thank you, students, for taking yourself serious, for attending this orientation, and going forward, we believe that you will interact with us, and all of the best throughout this journey. Thank you.
That is Dr. Annie Kutzan, our head of counseling. Thank you so much, Doctor. It's always impossible. I feel like it's always impossible to speak after you. It's important for me to highlight as well that the questions and answers that you have been asked in this session will be posted on the UNISA YouTube channel. Please follow it. It has been posted in the chats. And please, I'm pleading with you again, please answer the final question. It's been posted as well in the chats. Every question that you asked, it's important to ask for us to address it, and it will be addressed. Thank you so much, Doctor. Yes, indeed, criticism is important. And then thank you so much to my colleagues for everything that they've done to put this event together. It is indeed, we're living in difficult times wherein information is key. Hence, we're here today. And by the power invested in me, the webinar is over. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.